According to the wisdom of my lineage, when a cat appears in the stream of your life, it is never an act of chance. It is a current flowing from a deeper source. There is an ancient understanding that these creatures are woven from a different thread, sensitive to the subtle vibrations of the world, the energies that flow unseen by human eyes. Our ancestors knew that cats are not drawn to places, but to people. They are drawn to the energy of a soul they may be able to balance, to harmonize, or to mend. It is a connection that flows in a river far deeper than our simple idea of companionship. This truth has been whispered in many lands, in many tongues. It is a knowing that a cat is one of the most spiritually aware of all beings. Its paws walking in this world, while its senses are attuned to the vibrations of the next. In my tradition, we see them as creatures that reside at the threshold between worlds, able to perceive the invisible landscapes of energy and the spiritual forms that drift through them. This perception, clear as still water, allows them to recognize a human whose energy field is a reflection of their own, or one who has a deep need for the unique stillness the cat carries within. This is not a new idea. Think of the ancient traditions of the desert. They did not just admire the cat, they revered it as a sacred guide, a living vessel for the energies of protection and the mystery of the afterlife. In their homes, the passing of a cat was a sacred event, marked not by mere sadness, but by deep ritual. For they understood a guardian had completed its journey. The discovery of ancient grounds, holding thousands of these honored creatures, is not a historical curiosity. It is a testament to a profound spiritual recognition. Further east, in the islands where mountains meet the sea, folklore tells of the cat as a guardian against unseen disturbances. A small statue of a cat with a raised paw is not a decoration. It is a silent invitation for the currents of good fortune to flow into a home. These traditions held that these beings could shield their chosen families from shadows. In the misty northern isles, they were seen as keepers of the secrets that lie between the worlds, guarding the silent gates that separate what is known from what is unknown, their presence a symbol of magic, of change, of deep inner knowing. But the most profound teaching is this: cats recognize souls they have known across the flowing river of lifetimes. Their memory of the soul's journey is often clearer than our own. In the wisdom I was taught, an animal of such quiet intelligence holds a conscious link to its experiences across many forms. When a cat is drawn to you, it is often a silent recognition of a soul it has journeyed with before, perhaps in a different form, in a different age. So, when a cat arrives at your door, uninvited, and chooses to stay, I invite you to look deeper than the need for food or shelter. It is answering a quiet call from your own heart. It has recognized something within your soul that is ready for healing, in need of protection, or on the verge of awakening. This recognition happens beyond the five senses, in that quiet, boundless space within us that is connected to the universal source. The unexpected arrival of a cat often mirrors a time of great inner shifting. So many have shared that their feline companion arrived at the very moment they were navigating the waters of grief, standing at a major crossroads in life, or beginning to walk a spiritual path. This is no accident. It is a reflection of the cat's attunement to the shifts in your energy, a sign that you are ready for the unique harmony its presence can bring. In my teachings, I once shared the story of a woman whose heart was a vast, empty space after the loss of her partner. A stray cat began to appear at her door day after day, a persistent, silent presence. The wisdom showed that this small being was not drawn to the house, but to the energetic space left by her grief. It was there to offer a balancing vibration, to support the mending of her spirit. This is a story that echoes across the world. Again and again, a small, silent teacher arriving precisely when their chosen human most needs their unique energy. My tradition teaches that cats are natural weavers of energy, gifted with an innate ability to sense and soothe imbalances in the human energy field. This mending happens on many levels: the physical body, the emotional heart, and the quiet spirit, making them uniquely able to support our well, being in ways that are gentle, profound, and often beyond our immediate understanding. Consider the body. The deep, rhythmic purr of a cat is a vibration, a healing hum that resonates at the very frequency our bones, muscles, and tissues use to repair themselves. This vibration is like a gentle rain, encouraging new life, reducing the heat of inflammation, and allowing healing hormones to flow, not just in the cat, but in the human who is near. It is remarkable to think that this ancient, intuitive wisdom is now being seen, faintly, by modern science, which has found that these very vibrational frequencies can speed healing and strengthen the foundation of our physical form. This vibration, this purring, is a powerful tool. It has the ability to harmonize the discordant energies within the human body, its waves of sound bringing stillness to a troubled nervous system and balance to the body's inner rivers of communication. It is taught that cats will instinctively rest upon parts of the body where energy is blocked or unbalanced, using their purr like a mantra to restore the natural flow. This is why a cat will often choose to sleep upon your chest, your stomach, or an area of your body experiencing illness or pain. But the effects of this deep hum extend beyond the physical. The steady, rhythmic pattern helps to gently guide our own mind, waves into a state of coherence, dissolving the clouds of anxiety and allowing for a clear inner sky. This is how the presence of a cat can lower the pressure in our inner world, calm the storm of stress, and allow for a natural state of peace to arise from within. Beyond their purr, there is an even more subtle teaching. A cat's very presence, the fur, the body, generates a subtle electromagnetic field that helps to clear the static from our own energy field. This interaction helps to gently dissolve energetic blockages and restore the flow of life force through the body's subtle pathways. This ancient knowing is reflected in the modern stories of a cat's ability to sense illness. Consider the story of the therapy cat named Oscar, a small teacher in a home for those nearing the end of their journey. He was not taught. He simply knew when a soul was preparing to depart, and he would offer his quiet comfort in their final hours. His awareness was so clear that the human caregivers learned to trust his silent wisdom, seeing his presence as a signal that it was time to gather the family. In the same way, countless stories exist of cats who persistently touch or need a specific area on their owner's body, a gentle insistence that leads to the discovery of hidden illness, like a cancer that was still just a seed in the darkness. From the perspective of my tradition, the cat is not sensing the physical illness itself, but the disruption, the lack of flow in the energy field that is the precursor to that illness. These behaviors are a living expression of the truth that cats are drawn to imbalance, not to judge it, but to help restore harmony. They do not simply offer affection, they are engaged in a sacred work of healing. On levels we are only just beginning to remember how to perceive, this healing work is focused on what the ancient teachings call the etheric body, the luminous blueprint of vital energy that surrounds and flows through our physical form. Disruptions in this energy field are like ripples on a pond that signal a stone has been thrown, and they often appear long before the physical body shows signs of disease. This allows the cat to sense a need before it becomes a crisis. It is said that a cat chooses where to sleep based on where its healing presence is most needed. It senses where the life force is weak, and it naturally moves to that place to strengthen the flow, to lend its own stability to the system. This explains why a cat will often change its preferred resting places as its human companion's health shifts. They are responding, moment by moment, to the needs of the energy field. For a person walking with a chronic condition, the presence of a cat is a continuous, gentle practice of rebalancing. The cat absorbs the excess or chaotic energies and transforms them, a process of silent, energetic alchemy. It is no wonder that so many who live with chronic pain or exhaustion report a significant easing of their journey after a cat chooses to walk with them. Beyond the body, cats are taught to be the guardians of the emotional heart. They are especially drawn to a heart experiencing grief, depression, or the echoes of trauma. It is as if they can see the energetic signature of a broken heart and are compelled to offer their unique form of quiet companionship. In the ancient teachings, cats are drawn to emotional wounds as a stream is drawn to the sea. They come not to feed on the vulnerability, but to help mend the tears in the emotional body. This emotional body, a subtle field of energy that carries the imprint of all our joys and sorrows, can become torn or depleted by trauma or long periods of shadow. This creates an energetic void that can drain our vital energy if left untended. I remember the teaching of a widow who was chosen by a stray cat just after her husband's passing. It was not a coincidence. It was a spiritual response to her grief. The cat, the teaching explained, was drawn to the empty space in her energy field and was there to offer a balancing presence, to help seal the wound and prevent the life force from leaking away. This insight helps us understand why cats so often appear in our lives following great loss or during times of deep emotional turbulence. The energetic disturbance created by these experiences acts as a silent call that these sensitive creatures can hear. Different cats, like different healing herbs, carry different energetic signatures, which is why a specific cat is often drawn to a specific person or a specific emotional state. Modern inquiry has begun to see echoes of this truth, showing that a connection with animals can calm the body's stress response and increase the hormones of connection and trust. One study found that people with cat companions had a significantly lower risk of heart attacks, an effect attributed to the calming nature of their presence. These findings align with the ancient teaching about a cat's ability to regulate the human emotional state through energetic connection. But the wisdom goes deeper. It is not merely about distraction or comfort. It is about the transmutation of heavy emotions. A cat's purr can help to gently break up the dense, knotted energy of old sorrows, allowing them to be released from the body instead of becoming trapped and manifesting as physical imbalance. This happens through a process called vibrational entrainment, the natural tendency of one energy field to harmonize with another. When a cat with its stable, balanced energy chooses to be with a person experiencing emotional chaos, it helps to gently guide the person's more turbulent energy back toward a healthier, more coherent pattern. Many who share their lives with cats know this experience intimately. The simple act of stroking a cat in a moment of distress can bring an almost immediate sense of relief. This is the entrainment in action. Cats seem to have a deep, instinctual knowing of when their chosen humans are struggling. Their perfect timing in offering comfort is a reflection of their sensitivity to the subtle shifts in the energy field that signal an emotional storm is gathering. The cat senses the change in the inner weather before it fully breaks. This ability to respond to what is not yet manifest explains why so many people report that their cat becomes particularly attentive just before an emotional release or before they receive difficult news. The cat is not responding to the external event, but to the energetic signature of that event, which is already present in the human's field. This makes cats invaluable emotional guardians, especially for those who find it difficult to recognize or express their own feelings. For those walking through the long valley of depression or anxiety, a cat's presence provides a constant, stabilizing anchor. The regular presence of a cat, one old text reads, provides a stabilizing influence on erratic emotional energies, much like a steady drumbeat helps a dancer find their rhythm. This stability creates the foundation from which our own natural healing can arise. For those who have experienced trauma, a cat offers a unique form of healing that respects all boundaries. Unlike human interactions, which can sometimes feel intrusive, a cat's presence offers comfort without demands. This non-intrusive support is a profound gift, especially when the emotional wounds are related to a breach of trust. In the lore of my tradition, cats are often seen as messengers that walk between the realms. They exist with one paw in the physical world and one in the spiritual dimensions, allowing them to perceive realities that are veiled to our senses. This dual existence enables them to serve as channels for spiritual messages or gentle guidance. The cat, it is taught, maintains an awareness of both worlds at all times. Unlike humans, who often only touch these higher realms in deep meditation or dreams, this constant dual vision allows cats to notice activities beyond our perception and bring our attention to energies that may be influencing our path. This messenger role can show itself in many ways. Many people notice their cats staring intently into an empty space or tracking the movement of something unseen. Instead of seeing this as a simple curiosity, I would invite you to see it as the cat perceiving spiritual presences or patterns of energy. Paying attention to when and where this happens can offer you clues about the invisible currents flowing through your life and your home. It is said that the sudden alertness of a cat to what seems to be nothing is often a response to the arrival of a spiritual guide or the activation of an energy meant to assist the human companion. Beyond just alerting us, it is believed that cats can sometimes act as a physical anchor for these spiritual energies. The cat's body provides a vessel through which these very subtle, refined vibrations can be stepped down into a frequency that is more easily felt by a human. This process allows spiritual influences, which might otherwise be too subtle for us to notice, to make their presence felt through the mediating energy of the cat. Many who have been unexpectedly chosen by a cat report that their life begins to shift in profound ways. New perspectives open up, old obstacles seem to dissolve, and they find themselves guided toward choices that lead to a more authentic path. This is not a coincidence. It is the result of the subtle energetic changes brought about by the cat's presence and the spiritual guidance it helps to ground. I remember a teaching about a woman who was paralyzed by a critical life decision. A stray cat appeared and chose her home as its own. Shortly after, she began to have vivid dreams that offered her stunning clarity. The wisdom here is that the cat acted as a channel, stabilizing her energy field, which had been too scattered by stress to receive the guidance that was already trying to reach her. A cat's arrival is rarely a random event. They often appear during times of profound transition, precisely when their unique influence and their connection to spiritual guidance are most needed. These moments of change create openings in our energy, making us more receptive to both the catalyst of a cat's presence and the whispers of the universe. Their mysterious behaviors are, from this view, interactions with the unseen. Their staring at empty corners may be them following the movement of our own thought, forms, or the emotional energy we are projecting into a room. My tradition also teaches that cats are guardians of what we call etheric gateways, places in a home or on the land where the veil between the worlds is naturally thin. Cats are drawn to these portal-like spots and help to regulate the energies that flow through them. This explains why a cat will often choose a particular place to sleep, not for its comfort, but for its energetic significance. They are tending to the unseen intersections in our world. It is also said that cats sometimes choose people who are just beginning to awaken to their own deeper intuitive senses. The cat, in this case, acts as a grounding force, stabilizing their expanding awareness and preventing the sense of overwhelm that can come with the sudden opening of spiritual sight. And this messenger role extends into our dreams. A cat's presence during sleep can help to stabilize the energy body, allowing for clear access to the guidance that comes to us in the dream state. Many people report having more lucid, meaningful dreams when their cat sleeps near them, a direct result of this stabilizing influence. Perhaps the deepest teaching of all is the one about soul agreements between humans and animals. Before a soul takes on a physical form, it makes sacred contracts to help other souls on their journey of evolution. Some of these ancient promises are between a human soul and a cat soul, agreements to find one another at a specific time on their earthly path. Before we enter this world, souls create these pacts to act as catalysts, companions, teachers, and healers for one another at the appointed moment. These pre-life agreements create a unique energetic signature, a silent hum that allows the souls to recognize each other when they finally meet in the physical world. This is why a person who never considered themselves a cat person might suddenly feel an undeniable pull toward one specific cat. That feeling of an instant bond, of deep recognition, is the soul remembering its ancient promise. In one teaching, a man who had always disliked cats found himself unexplainably drawn to a stray. The soul agreement between them, the wisdom revealed, was made 3 lifetimes ago, when the cat's soul, then in another form, guided the man, who was then a lost child, back to safety. Their meeting in this lifetime was to awaken a spiritual memory in the man, and to give the cat a lesson in trust and safety. These agreements often have a specific purpose that unfolds slowly over time. The full meaning of why a cat chose you may not be clear for months or even years, as the energy they bring gradually helps to shift the larger patterns of your life. These contracts can span many lifetimes, with souls reuniting again and again in different forms. This is the source of that immediate sense of familiarity, the feeling of, I know you, that so many feel when their cat first arrives. The souls know one another, even when the conscious mind does not remember. In some cases, a cat may choose to incarnate specifically to help a human resolve unfinished business from a shared past. The animal, in these instances, carries an energetic key, a vibration that is familiar to the human soul and can help unlock memories or karmic patterns that need to be completed. This helps us understand why certain cats seem to act as powerful catalysts for psychological and spiritual growth in their chosen humans. Something in their very presence serves to unlock parts of our being that are ready for healing and integration. And in the most profound of these contracts, a cat may even agree to take on a portion of their human's karmic load. The animal soul sometimes agrees to process certain heavy energies on behalf of the human, especially energies that would be too much for the person to handle alone. This sacrificial love is why, sometimes, a cat will manifest an illness that mirrors their human's own deep inner struggles. They are literally helping to process and transmute the energy through their own small bodies. The recognition between two souls who hold such a contract is instantaneous. It happens outside of reason or logic. It is a moment of pure knowing, a silent acknowledgement that takes place in that part of us that is always connected to our soul's true purpose, the part that always remembers the promises we made before we began this journey.